Hi YouTube, it's that movie guy here to welcome you to another review for Horrorthon Reviews, where I review as many horror films as I can throughout this October season. And now we're going to delve into the exploitation horror films. And today's exploitation horror film is, one from the 70s and is well known for being very notorious. And that film is The Last House on the Left. And if you haven't heard the storyline for The Last House on the Left, it is about this girl named Mary who is turning 17, and she decides to celebrate her birthday by hanging out with her friend in town to see a rock concert. And her parents are not fond of this at first, but they let her go because she's turning 17. And the two girls decide to go a night on the town, and they eventually try to score some weed before going to the rock concert. And this is where they meet the Krug, Sadie, and Junior, and I don't remember all the people's names, but these group of people are escaped convicts from prison, and they are dangerous. So they take these girls and kidnap them and take them out into the woods, where the woods are just so happen to be very close to Mary's house. And this is where the movie really goes pretty extreme. This is where the escaped convicts torture and rape the two girls, and they kill her friend, and they kind of half kill Mary. And once they're done with all the torture and rape, they need a place to kind of stay undercover, so they just so happen to go where Mary's house is, and the parents let the killers in, thinking them, just feeling bad for them, and let them stay there. But they eventually find Mary out in the woods, half dead, and they realize that the escaped convicts are in their house, and they did that to their daughter, and then they seek vengeance, so they plan a revenge mission. And so that was basically the plot for Last House on the Left. And I think anyone who's at least familiar with horror movies from the 70s, I think everyone knows that The Last House on the Left is one of the movies that has guts and is very disturbing and hard to watch. And this movie is directed by Wes Craven, produced by Sean S. Cunningham. And Sean S. Cunningham, if you don't know who he is, he directed the first Friday the 13th. Not the whole series, but the first one. And I'm not sure what else he directed, but Wes Craven and Sean S. Cunningham collaborated to make this movie. And I knew Wes Craven directed Nightmare on Elm Street and the Scream movies, and those movies are just like really great horror films, and they just really give you good chills, and they're just good to watch again and again. And when I first saw Last House on the Left, I thought it was just going to be some ordinary just horror film, just anything that would just give me good chills up my spine. But this movie really caught me off guard and just blown me away, because this movie is like not one of those horror movies that you want to watch just because you want to get a good chill of spookiness. This is a movie that just you feel plain disturbed after watching. You want to take a shower, because the violence in this movie is just unbearable, and mainly because of the performance by David Hess, who plays Krug as the main villain. And to me, he's probably one of the greatest villains of all time. And he's just evil in this movie, and you just want to see him get what he deserves. And this movie was made in in 1972, and this was during the time with the hippie era and against Vietnam. And then here comes this movie who's just taking it to the extreme, and so that's why it was mainly controversial. And I think this is a video nasty, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is, because this movie does contain a lot of explicit content with violence and extreme rape scene, and there's a few scenes that really will make you cringe, including this disembowelment and this one scene where they carve this guy's name into the girl's body, and it's that's where the movie kind of even though this is a very extreme movie, the movie does have its fair share of really silly lines, and it really defines an exploitation movie. I don't think any exploitation movie would be what it is today without Last House on the Left, because this movie defines 70s exploitation movies. It has this whole feel of a 70s exploitation movie. Just the setting, the way it's filmed, just the grainy film feel to it. It's just very 70s. It's so 70s, you won't believe it. And I think this movie's based off Ingmar Bergman's art film The Virgin Spring, which I haven't seen, but I look forward to seeing it. And this is where Wes Craven got this idea to make it into this extreme, daring horror film of the 70s. And Last House on the Left, it's not like one of the best horror films of all time. I have to say, it's probably one of the best revenge movies I've ever seen. Because this movie really you really want to see the parents just get back on these villains and just, torture them to the extreme. Because what they do with these girls are just unbelievable and unbearable. So, yeah, I really thought this is actually a great blend of horror and revenge. It's actually a great movie of the 70s exploitation revenge movies, which kind of inspired Quentin Tarantino to make Kill Bill and stuff, and where he kind of got all the revenge stuff from. So yes, The Last House on the Left is remade in 2009 or 2008, I believe, and I haven't seen it, but apparently people say it's actually better than the 1972 remake, and I plan on seeing it, but I heard a few scenes were changed, but it seems like any exploitation horror film is being remade. I heard I Spit on Your Grave is actually being remade now, which I kind of find really ridiculous, but anyways, if you want to see a really disturbing, hard to watch, different 70s exploitation horror film, then Last House on the Left is right up your alley. So, yes, that was my review for Last House on the Left. I'll see you guys all later.
The Last House on the Left. To avoid fainting, keep repeating. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie. Take as much as you can. Only a movie.